In this video, I'm going to teach you one of the secrets to sounding classy, professional, and refined. What is it? It's the proper use of pronouns. Hi everybody, I'm Bruce Lambert from HowCommunicationWorks.com. This is a channel where I teach you communication skills so you can improve your relationships, succeed at work, and be more confident. This video is about one of my own grammatical pet peeves, the improper use of pronouns, especially saying, my friend and I went so-and-so, or something happened to my friend and I. You should never say something happened to my friend and I. It's something happened to my friend and me. But all of us were told by our parents, especially by our mothers, always say, Billy and I went and got ice cream, instead of Billy and me went and got ice cream. Well, certainly it's wrong to say Billy and me went and got ice cream, but it's correct to say the ice cream spilled all over Billy and me. It's not correct to say the ice cream spilled all over Billy and I. But everyone got ingrained in their head that to sound proper and to use proper grammar, they should always say Billy and I, or my friend and I, or my wife and I, even if it's in the objective case. So what I want to talk about briefly in this video, using my old 8th grade grammar textbook, is how to distinguish between the nominative case, when the pronoun is in the subject of the sentence, and the objective case, when the pronoun is the object of the verb, when you should use my friend and I, and when you should use my friend and me, or similar pronouns. This may seem boring, but people who know the difference will hear you use these wrong and they will think less of you. I guess at least anally retentive people like me might think less of you if we hear you using the wrong pronouns. So this is a video where we just learn to use the proper case of pronouns. Let's go. To teach you what I'm going to teach you in this video, I'm relying on my actual 8th grade grammar textbook, which for some reason I still own. I guess that tells you a little bit about what kind of person I am, that I still own my 8th grade grammar textbook. This one actually belonged to my older brother before it belonged to me. The copyright on this book is 1973. So that goes to show you. But these rules have not changed since 1973. So this is Warner's English Grammar and Composition. You could probably get a cheap copy of it on Amazon or eBay used. I highly recommend it if you want to learn English grammar. So the first thing we need to understand is that pronouns come in at least 2 cases. The nominative case, when the pronoun is the subject of the sentence, and the objective case, when the pronoun is the object of the sentence. My grammar textbook gives the example, I paid the manager. That's where the pronoun I is used as the subject of the sentence, I paid. That's the nominative case. And an example, when you use the pronoun in the objective case, when it's the object of the verb, you say, the manager paid me. You would never say, the manager paid I. That would immediately sound wrong. And you would never say, me paid the manager. That would sound wrong as well. The problem comes when we use a compound subject or object. So if we say, Billy and I paid the manager, that's correct, because we're in the subjective part of the sentence. Billy and I are the subject of the verb paid. But some people, because they heard their mother ringing in their ears, we should always say Billy and I, instead they'll say, the manager paid Billy and I, or the manager told Billy and I, or something like that. When it's the object of the sentence, you don't say I, you say me. But we have in our head, we should always say Billy and I, and so we use it in the wrong way. So the basic lesson, I'm going to give you some more examples, but the basic lesson is when the pronoun is the subject of the sentence, the one doing the thing that the verb does, you use I. When the pronoun is the object of the sentence, you use me. And we almost never get this wrong in the singular, but when we use a compound subject, Billy and I, or Billy and me, we tend to get it wrong. So one of the tricks is just to think about what you're going to say and then use only a single pronoun instead of the compound. So think about, the manager paid Billy and I. Not sure if that's right or wrong, but they say the manager paid Billy, the manager paid I. And oh no, that can't be right. Or you say, me and Billy paid the manager. Maybe that sounds okay these days, but you say, Billy paid the manager, me paid the manager. Oh, you realize that's not right. So that's the simplest way to see whether you're using these pronouns in the subjective or the objective case, is to not use the compound subject, use just the single subject, and then normally your intuition, your grammatical intuition, will tell you which one is right. Maybe you need a reminder of what pronouns are in the nominative case and what pronouns are in the objective case. The pronouns in the nominative case are I, he, she, we, they. I, he, she, we, and they. The pronouns in the objective case are me, him, her, us, and them. So we use the nominative pronouns when they're the subject of the sentence. We use the objective pronouns when they're the object of a verb or the object of a preposition. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So here's some right and wrong examples, and these come straight out of Warner's. So the wrong way to say it, her and me are good friends. The right way to say it, she and I are good friends, because her and me are in the objective case and they don't belong in the subject part of the sentence. Here are some examples of pronouns that are the object of the verb where you use the objective case. I saw her, not I saw she. I caught him by the shoulder, not I caught he by the shoulder. She greeted me cordially, not she greeted I cordially. But notice we can fall into this trap every time if we create a compound pronoun. So it could be something like, she greeted Billy and me. That's right. She greeted Billy and I. That sounds kind of right because this Billy and I has been drilled into our head as the right thing. But if you break it up, she greeted Billy, she greeted I. You would never say she greeted I, but you might say she greeted Billy and I because you think this Billy and I is a correct grammatical construction, but it's only correct in the subject of the sentence. The other main time when we use the objective case of pronouns is when the pronoun is the object of a preposition. Now, I know I'm giving you nightmares about being in grammar school again, but this is going to make you sound classy and professional and like a dignified person, so it's worth learning these simple rules. Prepositions are words which tell us normally where things happen, like at, in, from, under, with. These are all prepositions. So anything that is the object of a preposition. So anytime you use pronouns that are the object of a preposition, you have to use the objective case, the me, him, her, etc., instead of the I, we, she, he form of the pronouns. So from Warner's, one correct example of this is, give the message to Belle or me. That's correct. To Belle or to me. You would never say, give the message to I. If you break it down, you're not going to make the mistake, but in a compound, you're going to make the mistake. So give the message to Belle or me is correct. Give the message to Belle or I is not correct. You might be tempted to say, oh, my kids came with my wife and I. No, that's not right. This, my wife and I, my friend and I, again, we're drilled into our head that this is correct, but it's not. My kids came with my wife and me. If you break the pronouns down and don't have the compound pronoun formulation there, you're not going to make that mistake. So my kids came with me, or my kids came with my wife. You would never say my kids came with I. So that's the trick you always use to see whether you're using the correct cases. Get away from the compound and just go with a single pronoun and you'll almost always get it right. Another example from Warner's is, my dad gave the typewriter to my brother and I. That's wrong because my dad gave the typewriter to I. No, my dad gave the typewriter to me. But when you put it in the compound, we get fooled. So the correct form is, my dad gave the typewriter to my brother and me. So there you have it, an extremely anally retentive discourse on the proper use of pronouns. Maybe this sort of thing doesn't bother you, but it drives me crazy. It bugs the living crap out of me. So I don't think I'm alone. I think you will look classier, seem more dignified, seem more a master of the English language if you use pronouns in the right case. So let's review quickly. The subjective case of pronouns you use when it's the subject of the verb, when it's the one doing the action that the verb is doing. The objective case of the pronoun is when it's either the object of a verb or the object of a proposition. And the trick to knowing the difference is get away from the compound form of the pronoun like Billy and me or Billy and I, and just do one at a time. And your intuitive ear for grammar will tell you whether the subjective case or the objective case is the correct one. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you find this to be useful. If you do, please give this video a like, share it, subscribe to our channel. Not all my videos are about grammar. This is the first one I've done about correct usage, but it was something that was bugging me, so I decided to talk about it. So subscribe to our channel if you want more videos about communication skills. Go on over to howcommunicationworks.com, which is our blog. It has some long-form articles about some deeper topics in communication skills, links to a bunch of previous videos. And if you give us your email address and sign up for our mailing list, we'll send you an ebook about empathy, which we think will be really useful to you. Thanks so much for watching this video. We appreciate your time. We'll see you next time.